Through time, we've seen how mythical characters have marked history of cinema. Fantastic stories that gave form to amazing works in the seven art. These works not only impacted audiences, but also turned into great myths that are still relevant in our society. Among all these creatures, Dracula is one of the most popular in the world. Several works represent him in many different ways. Francis Ford Coppola shaped him as a romantic creature, but Bela Lugosi wanted a more elegant interpretation. However, F.W. Murnau was the person who brought to life this character as his best. With the influence of movements like the Expressionism and Romanticism, Murnau shaped the perfect film to represent this magnificent character. Nosferatu, the first cinematographic adaptation of Dracula. Before starting, it's fair to talk a little bit about the background of the story. Bram Stoker is the original author of the story. F.W. Murnau changed some details like the name of the movie, the characters, and the scenarios where the story took place. He wanted to avoid getting in trouble. However, this technique didn't work since Bram Stoker's widow sued Murnau and the justice ruled in her favor. She not only required a compensation but a destruction of every copy of Nosferatu. Fortunately, in some parts of the world there were more copies which started being distributed when Florence, the widow, passed away. The film tells the story of a young man who is sent to Transylvania to close a real estate deal with Count Orlok. The young man decides to spend a night in the castle, where the sinister Count receives him. During the journey, many sinister things happen that little by little reveal the true purposes of this man, who turns out to be a vampire. Nosferatu is a film highly influenced by the Romanticism and German Expressionism. These two movements are based in a detachment from the rationalism, setting the feelings as the main priority. Finding authentic freedom and a new way to conceive nature was the main purpose. In that way, these movements were developed in several fields, such as literature, music, painting, and cinema. In Nosferatu, Romanticism is represented in feelings that are reflected in the night and sinister environments. Throughout the film, we can see several natural settings that manifest this movement in the best way possible. Dark forests, stormy seas, huge mountains, and heavy storms. The aesthetic is always complemented by naturalism, where landscapes are better appreciated. Other themes that we can see in the movie and that are highly influenced by Romanticism are madness, dreams, love, and supernatural moments. Drama, love, and the influence of women are essential themes on the film as well. Women by then were represented as a path of perdition and destruction to men, where there was a fine line between the moral and the physical. In the film, we see how Ellen is Orlok's downfall in some kind of way. She's the only person that makes him feel something. As to expressionism, the artist's inner vision was the most important aspect. Feelings were more important than anything, even more essential than the reality itself. Because of that, Nosferatu and this movement had many particular connections. For example, light was always related to safety, but at night, danger was all people could think about. The use of oppressive environments and shadows play with expressionist art in the film. Finally, there are many scenes that could be the perfect representation of Caspar Friedrich's paintings in the cinematographic world. This is another proof that Romanticism and Expressionism was alive in this work.